Hi guys, Strong Earth Creations here, and today's video is for my absolute beginners, those who have probably never crocheted something before or who have never used these specific stitches before, but I'm going to be showing you the basic essential stitches of crochet. I show you how to do a slip knot, a chain, single crochet, half double crochet, and triple crochet. There will be very little cuts in this video. I will be showing you very in-depth and slowly how to do the stitches. Hopefully you can do them along with me, and I just hope that these are helpful for those beginners trying to learn how to crochet. If you start feeling more confident in your crochet skills and you feel like you got these stitches down pat, make sure to check out my other tutorials, which are pretty beginner friendly, I would say, and I will see you guys next time. The only materials that you will need for this video are some yarn and a crochet hook. The first stitch that we're going to do is a slip knot. This is what a slip knot looks like. You loop it onto your hook to get started chaining. I'll show you two different methods on how to make a slip knot. The first one I think is the easiest for beginners, and you start by making a backwards 4 with your yarn. You're then going to take that little circle and put it over the long side of your yarn. You're going to take that yarn that's inside the circle, hold on to both sides of your yarn, and pull that through. Then you're just going to put it onto your yarn, grab the long side of your yarn, and pull it to tighten it. The next method is the one that I prefer. You're going to hold on to the yarn using both hands, looping it with your thumb and your middle finger. You're going to use those thumb and middle fingers to kind of grab on to the long side of your yarn and pull it through the little loop that you made. I'm going to show you one more time. Hold on to the long tail and the short tail. Using your pointer and thumb, make a loop. Using those as little grabbers, grab the long side of your yarn and pull it through. Then you can put it onto your hook and tighten it. Now that we have our slip knot onto our hook, we're now going to chain. I'm going to show you how I hold my yarn, just because I know it can be a little confusing at the start. I like to take my fingers and place them under the yarn and then loop my pointer finger around the yarn to kind of hold it as tension. Now for the chain, you're going to put your hook under the yarn and loop it, and then taking the hook side of your hook, hook it through the loop that was on your hook to start with, your original slip knot. You're going to continue this. Loop your hook under your yarn, and then using the hook side, hook your yarn through the loop on your hook. Keep repeating this as long as you would like. For this demonstration, I'm going to show you 6 stitches. So I'm going to chain 7, and I'll tell you why in a second. Here is my chain of 7. There are 2 sides to a chain, the front and the back. The back has these little bumps or ridges, whereas the front looks like a V. When you work your stitches into your chain, you're going to work them into the V part, just inserting your hook in between the V. We're now going to start on single crocheting. So the reason that I chained 7 is because when you work your stitches, you're going to need a chain that helps with equalizing the height of your stitch. So most patterns, if you're using single crochet, will tell you to crochet in the second chain from hook, and that's to leave one chain as the height of your stitch. So now I'm showing you how to do a single crochet. You loop your yarn over the hook, pull your hook through your chain. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Once again, insert your hook into the chain. Yarn over, pull your hook through the chain. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull your hook through the 2 loops. We're going to finish the entire row using these single crochets. Here is what the full row of single crochets looks like. As you can see, the top of the stitch looks like a V. That is what we are going to continue our row going into. There's a front loop and a back loop. When we work our stitches, we're going to go through both of those loops. Now we are going to chain 1, and this is called a turning chain. So remember our beginning chain from the start, we did 7 chains instead of 6. That was to help with the height of our stitches. That is the job of the turning chain. So depending on the stitch that you're using, you will chain a certain amount of numbers to make the equal height of your stitch. And to continue the row, you're going to do that chain 1 as your turning chain and then turn your work. That's because you crochet from right to left if you're right-handed. Now we are going to continue working our single crochets into the row. As you can see, when you're looking at your stitches, it kind of looks like your V's are on the side, but just remember your V's will always be on top. That is where you work your stitch, not into these side bumps. So once again, to make a single crochet, you insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull your hook through the stitch, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops. I'll leave you to continue your row of single crochets. A tip that I will always recommend for beginners is to count your stitches, and that's because the end of your rows might be a little confusing. Sometimes those starting chains or turning chains can look like stitches, and it can cause your stitch counts to get messed up. So I'd highly recommend keeping track of how many stitches you are doing in a row. That is single crocheting. Half double crocheting is very similar to single crocheting. It also is around the same height, so you would use that same +1 for your starting chain. And to do a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over first. Insert your hook into the chain. You should have 3 loops right now. You're going to yarn over and pull through the chain. Once again, you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. That is half double crochet. Once again, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain, you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. One more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain. Yarn over, pull through the chain. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Continue your starting chains with half double crochet. Here is the finished first row of our half double crochet, and once again just showing you that we are working into the V's at the top of our stitches through both sides of the V, and similarly to single crochet, half double crochets also usually have a chain 1 for the turning chain. So go ahead and chain 1, turn your work, and make sure to start your half double crochets in the top V, not the side V. They can be very deceiving. So to half double crochet, once again, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Reminder to count your stitches as you go to make sure that you don't have any extras or any decreases along the way, and that is half double crochet. Now moving on to double crochet, you will add 1 more chain at the start so that you can crochet into the 3rd chain from hook, leaving 2 chains untouched to account for the height of your double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain, very similar to half double crochet, except now you're going to yarn over and only pull through 2 of the 3 loops. You should now have 2 loops remaining on your hook, yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. If you get confused about your chains and which chain you should go into, it can be a little confusing because the chain that you just worked into might stretch out and look like that's your next chain, but the one that I just went into is the correct next chain. So once again, we're going to do double crochet. Make sure you're working into the right chain, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. One more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain. Yarn over, pull through the chain. You should have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Here is our first row of double crochet. As you can see, it's a taller stitch. You're going to chain 2 for your turning chain to account for the height of the stitch. Some patterns will say chain 2 or chain 3, just depends. I usually chain 2. Turn your work and working into the top V's of your stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Double crochet into your last stitch, making sure not to crochet into the starting chain. It can be a little confusing because the more chains you do, it does start to look like a stitch. You can see the V's of your starting chain. You're not working into those, and it helps if you just count your stitches so you know exactly how many to do. Same on the other side. Once you do your next row, this is not your last stitch. That is your turning chain. That is your last stitch. Onto our last stitch, the triple crochet. You will add 1 more chain so that you can crochet into the 4th chain from hook, leaving 3 chains to account for the height of the stitch. Crocheting into the 4th chain from hook, you're going to yarn over twice. It helps to have good tension here to make sure that your yarn isn't loose on your hook. Insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. That's the first yarn over. Yarn over and pull through 2 more of the loops. That's your second yarn over. And yarn over and pull through your last 2 loops. That is the 3rd yarn over, and that is why it's named a triple crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over, pull through. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops. You should have 3 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. You should have 2 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That is a triple crochet. Here is what our first triple crochet row looks like. As you can see, this is a pretty tall stitch. For our turning chain, we will be doing 3 chains to account for the height of our stitch. Turn your work and crocheting into the top V of our stitch, not to be mistaken with the side. Continue triple crocheting by yarning over twice. Insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. You should have 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Here's the finished triple crochet, and that is the last stitch that I will be showing you today. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, found it helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.